This is just an emotional story we've been following for quite some time now. There's still a lot of unanswered questions about the tragic death of 2-year-old Wynter Smith, but through a 911 call we requested from the Ingham County Dispatch, we're finding out a little bit more information about what happened right before the toddler was kidnapped. Now, I must warn you, some of the audio in this story may be disturbing. Take a look.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
Apartment 107, building 13, please hurry up.
You can hear the fear in 2-year-old Wynter Smith's mom's voice as she called 911 for help the night of July 2nd, shortly before her daughter was kidnapped.
I have a 1 and 2-year-old. He's going to kill my babies.
What's going on?
He has a knife. He already got me right here.
It appeared the 911 call was made shortly after Wynter's mom's boyfriend, 26-year-old Rashad Trice, stabbed her. The 911 audio reveals a bystander witnessed parts of the incident.
She got cut. Her boyfriend is trying to kill her and her babies. We're sitting in my car, and she came over, and she's bloody, and she had a knife with her. I told her to drop the knife and get in the car.
After making the 911 call, Wynter's mom left the bystander to get additional help.
She's running inside to her mom's house.
Police arrived to the area shortly after the call was made, but little Wynter was missing for almost 3 days before her body was found on the east side of Detroit. Now, Trice is facing multiple charges, including some relating to the kidnapping and death of Wynter, and he's due back in court here in Lansing on Thursday, and I'll be in the courtroom, and I'll be updating you with the latest on that session.
What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to Crime the E-Way, where we dive into true crime stories that's happening all over the urban and African American communities. So like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get to it.
Wynter Smith was a vibrant 3-year-old girl who lit up the world with her infectious smile and sparkling eyes. Her life was full of promise and potential, but it was brutally cut short in a senseless act of violence. Wynter's life was taken from her by someone who was supposed to love and care for her, leaving behind a trail of devastation and heartbreak. The ex-partner involved in this case was consumed by jealousy and obsession, emotions that ultimately led to the devastating crime. This individual was unable to cope with the breakdown of their relationship and resorted to violence as a means of control and revenge. Their fixation on Wynter's mother had reached a boiling point, and they saw the innocent 3-year-old as an obstacle that needed to be eliminated.
As we continue our coverage, we toss it to Darylyn Horn, who spoke with Wynter's mother today, who was too shaken up and bruised to go on camera. She's here for you now with what she has to say. Darylyn?
Rightfully so, Nate, because it is now day 2 of authorities looking for 2-year-old Wynter Smith with still no signs of where she could be. Her mother is just desperate for anything that will help bring her baby girl home. Samari Cole, too battered and bruised to go on camera, was stabbed at least 15 times, according to her mother, and raped. This happened before 2-year-old Wynter was kidnapped by 26-year-old Rashad Trice. He's now in police custody in Metro Detroit. But as you can imagine, Cole is just traumatized, extremely devastated, and too emotional to finish this interview or even finish her words because of her injuries and because Wynter isn't home with her tonight.
Anybody know or seen Wynter? Just can't call me, bring her home. I really don't know what I'm supposed to say. It's obvious that I just want her to be gone.
Now, again, this is the route LPD released that Trice may have taken with Wynter on July 2nd from I-96 east to 94 in Detroit, near Detroit, between 11:15 and 1 a.m. on that day. Anyone who takes this route, the FBI wants you to watch for anything unusual and call 1-800-CALL-FBI if you see anything. Wynter has braided shoulder-length hair and was last seen wearing a white t-shirt with rainbows. Nate?
For days, we waited, we hoped, we prayed for the safe return of Wynter Smith.
The 2-year-old was kidnapped in Lansing. Her body found 3 days later in an alley in Detroit. Tonight, we have an exclusive. Body cam video of the chase and arrest and the man linked to Wynter's disappearance.
Let's bring in Local 4 investigator Karen Drew, who watched this 21-minute clip, and the suspect does some talking in it.
He does, and this story is so heartbreaking, and the video so hard to watch. I was on the edge of my seat watching it minute by minute. You are going to see the car seat in the back seat where authorities believe Wynter was at one point. There's a time where they actually open up the trunk where you can feel the tension and the nerves of the officers opening, wondering if Wynter is there. There's a lot to the video. Take a look, but let me warn you, the video is intense.
I'm gonna try to get that plate.
A chase for a little girl.
Tell me blew the red light at 11.
It's 4:46 in the morning of July 3rd.
Southbound from 11.
St. Clair Shores police in pursuit.
Right lane slowing down to 10.
Officers have the suspect's car in sight.
What's the plate on that? Oh, this is a Chevy Malibu, right? Yeah. He just tried to swerve at his car.
The car they're chasing belongs to the mother of Wynter Smith. Wynter is missing, and police are in a frantic search to find the 2-year-old.
6098, yep, that's it.
It's at Maple and Little Mac where the suspect crashes into a police car and comes to a stop.
Hands up! You got a crash. After the involving the patrol vehicle, we got him at gunpoint. This is the vehicle. This is the vehicle.
Inside the vehicle, 26-year-old Rashad Trice. Bleeding from the crash, officers pulled Trice out of the car.
Keep him on him, dude. Hey, don't move! Don't move! Do not move! Do not move! Give me your hands! You won't get shot! Hands! Put your hands out now! Get your hands out! Put your hands out! Get your hands out! Put your hands out! Grab his hands. Hey, you got something in his hands. Give me that. Put that hand down. Don't move it. I got his left. I got cuffs. Get your hand behind your back. Now!
Once the suspect is caught, the next thought is, where is Wynter?
I'm not seeing a child in the backseat right now. Hey, Al, pop that trunk, Al. Pop the trunk. Where's the baby? You got a nice tease in last.
Officers look in the car. You can see Wynter's car seat in the back. Then officers surround the trunk. Empty.
What's your name? What's your name? Rashad Trice. Rashad Trice.
Trice then goes on to complain about his injuries.
EMS is going to have to check this suspect out as well. He's got some lacerations. We got time. Let's go.
Y'all just tasing about 5 times.
Yeah, well, you're fighting. Walk.
Let's go.
Walk.
Come on.
Body cam records officers updating supervisors on what just happened.
He was veering toward the oncoming police car. Okay. Started taking off at a high rate of speed again, southbound. So he and Ely were coming this way. He veered this way. Ely hit him this way. Okay, so there's no way Ely could have avoided that. He refused to get out of the car, had to bust out the window. He tried to grab East Point's gun. Ely tasered him twice. He again wouldn't get out of the car. Once I holstered up, grabbed him, yanked him out, he wouldn't get out of the car. Ely tasered him a third time. Had to hit him a fourth time. Got him out. Got him cuffed. So 2 people in the car? 1. Just him. Okay. No child. No child.
Meantime, back at the curb, officers check on Trice.
Other than being involved in a decent car accident, are you okay? No, I'm not okay. Your eyes hurt, your hips hurt. Okay. We're going to get you treatment. We're going to get you to the hospital to get looked at, okay? Fair enough? You look like I'm going to be okay? I think you will be. You got a long road ahead of you. Yeah, I know. But you'll be okay.
And then, these words.
You'll be okay. I do the rest of my life in prison. I can't say so. I can tell you now.
Police did search the vehicle. They found a pink cell phone charging cord on the floor of the car, consistent with portions of a pink charging cord found near Wynter's body. Now, according to the complaint, Wynter's death appears to be strangulation. We're still waiting for a final report from the medical examiner's office.
Well, we've had multiple crews on scene tonight. Let's go now to our Jacqueline Francis. She's live with the reaction we're already seeing pour in from the community. Jacqueline.
Yeah, first, I want to just give you guys an idea of where we're at. I'm about 2 blocks down from where Mara was just a minute ago. Again, she said this crime scene really does span quite a few blocks. We got tape on this end as well. And this side is where we saw people gathering throughout the evening. As the news was breaking on social media and otherwise, we saw people from the neighborhood coming out, even driving here. These are people who have been following this story. They have been searching for Wynter for the last 3 days. We've been telling you guys, police and the FBI asked from the very beginning. They put out the suspect's route saying, keep your eyes open. Please look around if you have property in this area. And I was surprised to see how many people came up and told us we were searching for her. So for them and just for everyone that's been following this story, so much emotion and devastation, especially those people who do live in this area, had been looking for her and found out that this indeed was where she was found. I want you to take a listen to what one woman had to tell us.
Since the breaking news as of Sunday, I've been going out every day walking to see if I saw the baby, and this breaks my heart. This really breaks my heart that he would do somebody like this. A 2-year-old that have nothing to do with anything. It really breaks my heart. Yeah, I'm tearful at it. I can't even stop crying because I feel for the mom and what she has to go through. I don't know how the baby died. Like, did he stab her? What happened? Like, and what did she have to do with anything? I don't understand. This is heartbreaking.
Now, these are all questions that remain unanswered tonight, as police have said they're going to remain tight-lipped, not wanting to jeopardize the investigation, but we'll be sure to stay on this story and bring you any developments. Reporting live on Detroit's East Side, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
It's absolutely heartbreaking. The entire city was praying for a different outcome in this. Jacqueline, we appreciate your reporting tonight. Meanwhile, the man accused of kidnapping Wynter Smith was formally charged this afternoon. 26-year-old Rashad Trice now faces charges of assault with intent to murder, 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct, home invasion, along with several other charges. It comes just days after Trice was arrested for kidnapping Wynter on Sunday in Lansing and then leading police on that chase in St. Clair Shores where he was arrested. And those charges will likely be upgraded after tonight's discovery.
We begin tonight with breaking news. It's devastating news. The search for the little girl kidnapped from Lansing appears to have reached a tragic end.
During their search, police officers found a body on Detroit's East Side believed to be 2-year-old Wynter Smith. She's the little girl who has been the subject of the Amber Alert. Fox News' Dave Kinchin is there now. And Dave, this is not the news anyone wanted to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely devastating. We were hoping and praying that this was not the result, but tragically, that's what we're looking at right now. And we're here in the corner of Nodell and Irwin Streets. And the scene is actually a few blocks down on Irwin there. And there's a whole so we got a major scene here, but we know that there's a press conference happening in Lansing while investigators, including the FBI, are working here. Let's send it back to you so we can get to officials in Lansing talking about the investigation there.
The tragic case of a young life taken too soon comes to a close today in a mid-Michigan courtroom. Good evening. I'm David Andrews.
And I'm Ann Emmerich. The man who pleaded guilty to the murder of 2-year-old Wynter Cole Smith has learned his punishment. Rashad Trice will serve a maximum sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. In July of 2023, Trice kidnapped Wynter Smith from her home in Lansing and drove to the city of Detroit, where police later found her body.
Trice pled guilty to first-degree murder last month. He also pled guilty to first-degree sexual misconduct for an assault committed against Wynter's mother. News 10's Riley Connell was in the courtroom earlier today in Lansing as Trice was read his sentence and listened to the emotional statements from Wynter's family.
She joins us now from the newsroom with what they had to say about the sentence.
Yeah, hi, Ann and David. Well, more than a year later, it's clear this tragedy is just as painful for Wynter's family. Both her grandmothers and her father sent written statements, which were read out loud in the courtroom earlier today. Wynter's grandfather was there in person to tell Trice how his actions have changed his family forever.
All I have is memories and images of her first day of going to kindergarten, elementary, middle, freshman day of high school, and graduation.
Almont Smith Sr. mourns the life his granddaughter, Wynter Cole Smith, never got to live. His words, read out loud in a Lansing courtroom, are meant for Rashad Trice.
What I've heard people statements saying a coward, a monster, killer. To me, you're none of that. To me, there's no word that describe you.
Trice will spend his life in prison with no chance of parole for the kidnapping and murder of Wynter, who was only 2 years old. Her death breaking the hearts of not only her family, but communities in Lansing and Detroit who waited for days, hoping that police would find Wynter alive. Some members of Wynter's family, who were too emotional to appear in person, say a life sentence wasn't enough.
Serving life without parole is Michigan's maximum sentence. I believe the death penalty would be a wake-up call to a lot of offenders, perhaps. I really wanted the death penalty for Rashad, but I appreciate the current sentence that he's receiving on this date.
Appearing in court over Zoom, Trice did not make a statement, leaving any explanation of his actions up to his defense attorney, who could only guess why Trice committed his crimes.
It was not raised. He suffers, I get the impression he suffers some sort of attachment disorder that affects his thinking, that affects his understanding of right and wrong.
You can't hate nobody. I don't hate you, but I hate what you've done.
Attorneys for the state of Michigan were able to negotiate a restitution payment of $1,300 for Wynter's family, covering some of the expenses they faced during this process.
Wynter Cole Smith's story is a tragic reminder of the devastating consequences of jealousy and domestic violence. Her life was taken from her in a senseless act of violence, leaving behind a family and community that will never forget her. If you'd like to share your thoughts on this tragic case, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more true crime content, and let's uncover the truth behind these heinous crimes together.